Okay, so welcome back. Today we're going to look at some methods of pulling matte without using Keylight. So I've been working on this footage a bit more. So I basically created a separate pass for the gun, and I got rid of this object in the back just using a black solid with a mask. So I just basically overlaid this onto the footage, and I'm just going to turn it back on. As you can see, that object in the back has disappeared. And I basically created a separate pass for the gun. And I put this into a separate comp because basically when you mask with Keylight, you get this rectangular kind of box around the edges. So I basically had to pre-comp it and then use the mask again to get rid of those square edges, and then I use some feathering as well because I want to keep this hair detail here soft, and the gun layer I want to keep it nice and sharp. So that's before and after. As you can see, the gun's looking a lot better. Okay, so I'm basically just going to take my video footage here and I'm going to drop it into this comp to create a new composition. And if you remember, in the last tutorial I mentioned that the green channel had the most information from the camera sensor. If we just go to the green channel down here, it looks pretty clear. So I'm going to try and pull a matte without using Keylight. So I'm just going to go to my effects and presets panel and look for shift channels, and I'm just going to drop that onto my footage. Where it says take red, take green and take blue, I'm going to set these all to green, and we basically get the same as if we chose a green channel down here. Next I'm going to add an exposure, so color correction exposure, and I'm just going to turn this up, and I'm basically trying to isolate, create another core matte in a way, but it's going to be slightly different, this one. It might preserve certain details that the last core matte didn't preserve. So I'm just going to play with these settings. Offset's a pretty good one. As you can see, this bit here is looking a lot better compared to the matte comp I created. I could definitely use some of these details here. I'm just going to play with gamma correction, a bit more exposure maybe. About there. The gun's disappeared. Okay, next I'm going to add a levels, and I'm just going to try and bring it out a bit more. I don't want to lose this detail around here. So anyway, I'm just going to end with a channel invert, and as you can see, we get this different type of matte, and I'm just going to try and get rid of these bits. So I might add another exposure and just turn down the offset. That really just makes everything black and white. Okay, and I'm just going to call this composition additional. Okay, so next I'm going to go back to my matte comp, and I'm just going to bring this in now. So additional, let's bring it in, and I'm going to use an add operation. So let's compare before and after. So before and after. The greatest benefit is definitely down here. So before, due to the pre-blur, we have these kind of smooth round edges which don't look too good. You sometimes get like green stuck in between these cracks. If I just add that additional layer back on, and as you can see, these edges are a lot crisper and tighter. So we could definitely use some elements at least of this additional pass. And I'm just going to look at the footage now with this extra pass added, and down here it's looking a lot better. This bit's back here. This object that I deleted previously is returned. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the matte comp, and this black solid, I'm going to make sure my additional layer composition is below remove back. If we go back now, that object has disappeared. And it's looking pretty crisp, the hair details there. The gun's looking nice and crisp, and down here it's looking a lot sharper. So that's the end of this lesson. In the next part, we're going to start integrating this into a 2.5D environment using a 3D camera. So join me in part 3. If you found this useful, please share it, and thanks for watching.